Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the Evergoods Transit Duffel 35 liter, otherwise known as the TD35. And I've really started to appreciate the convenience of traveling with a duffel over the past couple of months. I still tend to default to one bag travel with a backpack with the bags such as Evergoods CTB35, which is a really great one bag option. I'll make sure to include a link to the review that I did to that in the description below. But for traveling with two bags, when you need a little bit more flexibility, a duffel has proven a great alternative to a roller bag and backpack combo, particularly when paired with something like Evergoods CPL24, which is one of my favorite EDC bags. So I was excited to see what Evergoods would bring to the duffel bag category, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my experience using it over the past couple of weeks. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and I'll talk about how it compares to some of the other similar travel bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the overall aesthetic, the appearance here is very much in line with Evergoods' other products, so it has a very clean, minimalist look. There's not a ton of straps or attachment points, and it's a versatile appearance that's going to work well for pretty much any environment or use case, whether you're just walking around the city with this, going on a road trip, or taking this onto an airline. As far as the materials, the bag feels very solidly built. This exterior fabric is an 840D ballistic nylon that feels like it's going to be able to handle anything that you might run into while you're traveling. It's the same fabric that we saw on the CPL24 V3, which I looked at pretty recently. I like that the fabric doesn't feel super heavy, and a big benefit of this one is that it doesn't attract as much dust, lint, or pet hair as the fabrics that Evergoods has used in the past. So that's definitely going to give you some peace of mind, particularly with this black colorway. And then you also have some very nice YKK zippers all throughout. Continuing along the outside of the duffel, on one side you have the Evergoods logo, which has hook and loop backing that you can pair with some of the patches that Evergoods sells, as well as third-party patches if you want to personalize the bag a little bit. And at the top you have some really great handles when you want to carry this as a duffel and not wear it on your shoulder. The implementation here feels really sturdy and doesn't feel like these are going to tear or anything like that. It's nice that you have two and that they're pretty large handles, so it's very easy to just reach down and grab it whenever you want to. The handles here don't have the same aluminum stay that we've seen on bags like the CPL24 or the CTB26, so they're a little more flexible, but that makes them also a lot more comfortable to hold when the bag is a little more packed out. You don't feel it digging into your hand, so I think that's a change that makes a lot of sense for this type of duffel. On the straps, you also have a couple of attachment points that are great for just hooking on additional accessories with a carabiner or something like a hero clip. And then moving into the capacity, as the name implies, the duffel bag comes in at about 35 liters, which to me is kind of an ideal travel bag size, as it gives you enough capacity for a week or longer of travel, depending on how you pack. But it's not overwhelmingly big. It's something that you should still be able to carry on to pretty much any domestic or international airline. It's going to fit comfortably into an overhead storage compartment. And even though it can hold quite a bit, one of my favorite things about duffels is that they always seem to be a little more flexible and they don't feel as big due to their simpler layout. So it's just not going to feel overwhelmingly bulky when you happen to be navigating crowded areas or jumping onto public transit. Jumping into the organizational options, the duffel bag keeps things pretty simple, but the pockets that it does offer are very effective. On one side, you have a zippered compartment with some internal organization, which is going to be a great spot for your EDC or just quick grab items that you need while you're on the go. I like that this compartment has a pretty decent amount of volume in addition to the internal slip pockets. So on the front, you can rest something like my Tom Bin Ghost Wool pouch with some of the tech and EDC items that I typically have. But another great spot maybe for some toiletries, a jacket, there's going to be enough space there. And then you have some slip pockets along the back, which also have a nice amount of volume and space, even for some bulkier items like my sunglasses with their case. Then you have a small slot for a pen or a stylus. Another, kind of nice size slot here in the middle where I have a lightning cable with my wall charger to keep my phone charged while I'm on the go. And then another similar size compartment all the way on the left. Again, I like the volume that these have. Even though they're not elastic, they're still able to handle something like my GoPro. And in this compartment, you also have a lanyard with a little carabiner that's going to be a good spot for your keys or a multi-tool. On the other side of the duffel, you have a dedicated laptop compartment. This has a pretty big zipper, so it should be able to handle a 15-inch laptop pretty comfortably. Currently, what I have here is a 13-inch MacBook Air. You can see there's some leftover space here. And I like that this section has a pretty good amount of padding, which I don't always see in some of the duffel bags. Sometimes they'll have a separate slip pocket that doesn't feel like it's gonna add a ton of protection. So this wall here is pretty rigid. It's got some foam padding, and the compartment keeps the device from making contact with the bottom of the ground. So when you place your device in a little bit harder, I don't have to worry about it getting damaged. Also, when I place the duffel bag down, so really good implementation there. Now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. No fleece lining or anything like that. But again, just a good amount of padding, and it feels like my device is gonna be very safe while I'm in transit. The next area we're gonna be taking a look at is the main compartment. One thing I want to talk about before diving into that is the shoulder strap. And so the layout here is interesting in that it has these clips that kind of secure the bag down a little bit tighter, and that also allow the main compartment's opening to expand to make it a little bit easier to have visibility into it, which I'll show better in a second. But these flaps are also what you use to pair with the included shoulder strap when you want to wear the bag as a duffel. So it has these clips that lock on very securely. They feel super sturdy. The shoulder inner side, it's not quite as padded as some of the other ones that are a similar size range to this, but you can tell that it's a high quality kind of seatbelt like material. It does have some padding, and I like that it's a long strap, so it's going to make it very easy to rest this on your shoulder or wear it cross body. And I haven't noticed any fatigue while I've been wearing it. So a solid implementation here. You also have strap keepers included with the shoulder strap to adjust it to meet your particular preferences, and you can wear it. The bag does have an interesting appearance just with the flaps coming up. And then if you want to remove the shoulder strap, it's very quick and easy, and I like that even with the shoulder strap attached, you can still access the main compartment very comfortably. So shifting into that, the zipper comes out once you release those buckles. Again, you can access the main area without releasing those. You just might not be able to take full advantage of some of the benefits that are included here with the aluminum stays that Evergoods has added. The idea here is that this is gonna provide an opening that just kind of stays open on its own to make it easier to just organize the bag or access your stuff when you have it down next to you, kind of like a doctor's bag. I think I've heard it described that way, those old-timey bags. So I think this is a really cool idea, definitely different than many of the other duffel bags that I've looked at on the channel. And then on the inside, you really just have a large open space. You can see that you can either bend it over or you can pull it up, and it just stays very easy to pack and organize. So I have really come to love duffel bags when I'm traveling, as I can just grab whatever I need from the top easily. Evergoods has also released their 8-liter packing cubes that are meant to pair with the bag. I don't have any of those as of yet. So what I have here is my current just normal packing cube setup and what I would use for kind of a longer trip. I've even tossed in some extra accessories just because I had additional capacity. And even with those things in there, you can see that there's plenty of leftover space at the top. So 35 liters in a bag of this style can really start to hold a lot. Even if I filled it up all the way to the top, you could see that I could still close it very comfortably, carry it as a duffel. So just an awesome amount of flexibility, and the implementation here is great. Diving into the items that I have here at the top, I have my DJI Mavic Mini with its hard shell case. I have a packable rain jacket, my Beats Studio wireless headphones, and then I have a smaller packing cube from Peak Design, the compressible one. I have an extra pair of shoes. And then at the bottom, I have my dot kit. And then the last thing that I have here at the moment at the bottom is the larger Peak Design compressible packing cube that I've been using in a lot of my recent videos. Now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. Pretty simple layout here. I like the lighter lining that's been included, so you have some good visibility even though it's a deeper compartment. And on the inside, you also have some organizational options. So on one side, you have a zippered compartment. It's gonna be a good spot for maybe for some travel documentation, some medicines, or additional tech items. So in this case, I currently have a mouse as well as the manicure set that I typically travel with. So good amount of space there, keeps smaller items from falling all the way to the bottom. And then on either end of this main area, you have these large slip pockets, which offer a good amount of flexibility, even for bulkier items. If I wanted to separate out my headphones, for example, or an extra pair of shoes, they would be able to fit in there comfortably. I've also seen in some of the Evergoods videos and pictures that this is used for a water bottle if you want to place one on the inside to keep it standing up and separate from your clothes. I also have the cap one on the other side. So you have two of those compartments, one on each side, nice amount of flexibility, and then they kind of collapse up against the walls if you prefer not to use them. So really like the simpler layout that's offered here. The last thing I'll call out is at the bottom, you have the ability to fold the bag up when you're not using it to just take up less space, or when you arrive at your hotel, your destination, or even just at home when the bag is not in use. So just a really great experience overall with the Transit Duffel, and if you're looking for something spacious, durable, and versatile, this is gonna be a fantastic option to check out. And so to wrap up, it's been a great experience testing out the Evergoods Transit Duffel over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase this on the company site for about $200, so definitely a bit of an investment, not cheap by any means, but you do get a lot of value for the price as far as the features and the build quality, and it's also going to compare well to some of the other similar travel bags in this price range. And if you're interested in checking out some duffel bag alternatives similar to this one, I'll include links in the description below to the in-depth reviews that I've done for bags like the GoRuck kit bag, which we looked at pretty recently. That was slightly more compact than this, but still a really versatile duffel style bag that pairs great with a daily bag. I'll also include a link to the review that I did for the 1733 and Huckberry collaboration. That was a pretty big, versatile duffel that I took on an overseas trip. Just worked great as a carry-on item that I could toss into an overhead storage compartment. It has a little bit more of a heritage style vibe. And I'll also include a link to the roundup video that I did of some of the other duffels that I've really enjoyed using over the years. It includes some of the hybrid options like the Nomadic Travel Duffel. It's a 40-liter bag that's really, really useful. Boundary Supplies Errant Duffel. And if you're interested in more of a travel backpack versus a duffel, I would also recommend checking out the review that I've done for the Evergoods TD35, which is one of the best options that you can find. It can hold an impressive amount. It's just super comfortable to carry. And I'll also link to the video that I did on some of my favorite one bag travel options. With that being said, the TD35 holds up really well against those options. And if you're just looking for a durable, spacious duffel bag that you can take onto pretty much any airline, or that's gonna work great for a road trip, and you like Evergoods aesthetics and layouts, and this is gonna be a fantastic option to consider. And I'm curious to hear what you all think of the Evergoods Transit Duffel and how it compares to some of the other popular travel duffels that are currently on the market. And if there's any similar options that you think I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I wanna thank the company for sending the duffel for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.